peace and serenity of the trail. Morning, day 80. Pretty early day. No, I have to say that it's late morning because otherwise what I'm about to say is going to be awkward. It is a late morning, day 80. What was his name? Did you catch his name?
Rich.
Rich. We met him at the last pass at Battle Pass, and he goes, when you get to the Subaru Forester in about 20 miles, look under the back tire, and I got some beer for you. So yeah, Rich was so kind as to leave us a couple of beers. I've got other stuff to catch up because I haven't done a video in a couple of days. I'll do that after the beers.
Maybe I'll even get a taste for shitty beer.
This is delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers. Rich, thank you kindly for the beer. Both of us enjoyed that thoroughly, and thank you for leaving the water. So let me see. I didn't do any narration yesterday. Not much happened really. It was, you know, we went into encampment the day before yesterday. Encampment, little tiny town. The hitch is supposed to be really hard to get to encampment, but we met two people on trail. A gentleman named Jim and a very, very kind lady named Karen. And they go, well, we're staying in encampment for a few days, but our pickup's full, so we don't really have space for you. But then when they met us at the trailhead, we hadn't even started hitching yet, and they go, you know what, we can sit you back there, it'll work out. So we were able to get rides, or ride straight into encampment, no wait. Picked up packages for food, and then had dinner, and basically your typical trail town stuff. Yesterday, said goodbye to Hemlock. Oh shoot, I forgot that I got to talk about that. I suppose if you've watched the videos that I've been producing, Hemlock, I've mentioned a dozen times that Hemlock's gonna be leaving. So the section that I'm on now is just a long road walk. Check it out. So nothing too eventful there. So Hemlock started the Continental Divide Trail about 2 weeks prior to my start of the Continental Divide Trail, which means that he hit Colorado 2 weeks before me. If you watched all the videos, you saw how much snow was there when I actually got to Colorado, so it was impossible for him to get through at that time. So he actually hitchhiked around Colorado to where we are right now and hiked this kind of long, flat, dry stretch. It's not all that dry, but long, flat, boring stretch by earlier in the season. And then once he got through that, he hitchhiked back to Chama, New Mexico, where he met Sparkler and he and I ended up hiking together for something like 45 days. It's crazy to think we hiked together that long. Really became a good friend of mine. I have no doubt Hemlock will probably watch this video at some point in time. I was gonna say like maybe I need to say, oh, thank you for everything. You've been great. We miss you. He knows all this. It's crazy to think that I've done most of my thru hiking, almost the entirety of my thru hiking, alone and solo, and that he and I met kind of out of necessity. Well, the three of us wanted to continue through the snow, Sparkler included, and he and I were able to go through all the South San Juans on the red route. That was an experience I never could have had without him. I think he feels the same about me. So really amazing that the universe brought us together. Really fortunate that we got to hike together for that long. And he is now up north hiking into the Wind River Range, which means the Sparkler and I are hiking together north from encampment. Karen and Jim were so cool as to not only give us a ride down from the pass, it's about a 20-mile drive, but they gave Sparkler and I a ride back to the pass yesterday at around 11 or something after we had breakfast. And not only that, Karen is one of the sweetest people I've ever met. This trail, move back and pulls, is kind of an abundance of those sort of people. Sparkle, I didn't realize you were right behind me.
Hurry up!
I don't know if you noticed Sparkler's here still. She's really like, yeah, she's been in the side view mirror the whole time, at the side view. Incredible person. Lots of really great people on the trail. Lots of trail angels that I've met along the way. But this simple act that she had like hand woven this yarn and made these little simple bracelets. She made 3 of them. It was especially meaningful. I don't know if she realized it, but she probably did. The 3 of us, we've hiked together a long time and gone through a whole bunch of stuff. And now that Hemlock's leaving, it's kind of a bummer, but it's super cool to know that the 3 of us have these. They're super modest, and they're really not much, which is kind of what I like. Love the color. Check it out. And Sparkler's got one, and Hemlock's got one. So it's, I don't know, little things like that. It was really meaningful. And the fact that it came from somebody as kind as her, it was super cool. So anyway, encampment, amazingly cool. Super easy hitches around town. The bar across the street from the RV park where we camped was lame. It's the only thing I can say about it, but I think Hemlock liked it a little bit more than me. And that's about all I'll say about that. So Sparkler and I hit the trail yesterday around noon. Got some heavy hail, got some rain. Cleared up off and on. Beautiful flowers in the afternoon, gorgeous. I'm sure it would have been a good sunset, but we ended up camping near a water source, which was basically in a forest, so we didn't really see the sunset. But kind of late morning start today, and these will probably be the easiest miles that I've seen since New Mexico. It's gonna be all flat road walking, I think, for the rest of the day. So, not too much that's too memorable, and if we get 30 miles today, then 30 miles tomorrow. That puts us in the next resupply town of Rollins the day after. We could definitely get there tomorrow, but we don't want to because something I haven't mentioned. I try to get new shoes every 500 miles. That's about how many miles I can get out of this pair. The specific shoe that I wear. I was doing the math wrong. I thought I was on 350 miles, and I was like, why are they breaking down so fast? And then I did the math again, and I go, oh, so I'm actually above 500 miles now on these shoes. They're destroyed, they're falling apart. So last minute in encampment, didn't have any cell service hardly, but was able to call REI and have a pair of those shoes shipped to me in Rollins. And so we'll see when they arrive there. It takes a minute for them to get there. Regardless, we're gonna use Rollins as a resupply town for probably the rest of the trail. So we kind of need a day, maybe a day and a half there to get that done. And if we get there tomorrow, then it's an extra hotel room. So I think we're gonna camp tomorrow night just outside of Rollins. Go in, do our rest, do our chores, do that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, it's a whole bunch of this road walking stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna have much video footage. I'll probably just enough to show you that it's just road walking stuff. That's about that. Day number 80. Ebbing towards 100 days in the near future, which is kind of scary because there's so many miles to go still. But Colorado slowed the daily mile average down a lot. So Wyoming, with some of it being wide, flat, open stuff like this, should be able to make up for some lost time. Thinking about getting a haircut in Rollins. Thinking about getting rid of this. It's terrible. So that's it, day 80. Continental Divide Trail. It is the end of Continental Divide Trail, day number 80. And this is Wyoming. Check it out. Definitely not Colorado anymore. It's rolling hills, dirt road walking. Still got a minute before the sunset, but just because of the way the timing works out on this section, it makes sense to just post up here. We're at Muddy Creek. There's 3 places where the Muddy Creek crosses, and it's more like a silty creek, but we were able to get water out of it. We were able to filter it. Mostly kind of boring terrain today. It's, I don't know, I'm kind of torn. Sparkler and I were talking, like, everybody, this is a notoriously awful stretch of trail. Everybody says, oh, the Great Divide Basin, it's hot, it's dry, it's monotonous. Never hear anything good about the Great Divide Basin. But after the Colorado portion, Colorado is so intense that to have something that's more like rolling hills, it's quite nice. It's kind of mellow. My feet are hurting me though. I mentioned, I think in the video this morning, that I got the math wrong on how many miles I had on my shoes. So I'm a little over 500 miles now. And so basically the webbing on my feet, on the shoes, is starting to wear apart a little bit. Actually, I'll show you. Right here, the tread is all worn off. It's starting to rip right here. Rip. So all of those rips on my shoes are causing the shoe to wear looser, looser. Anyway, it's causing my toes to wobble around every step. And since we're doing more steps, since we're doing more miles, it's causing some blisters. I haven't looked at my feet yet, but I think I've got some pretty bad blisters on both feet. On my left, not so bad, but on my right, really bad. It hurts a lot. I was able to hike today in it, but my concern is that I've still got 30 miles to do tomorrow and then another 5 miles to get into the town of Rollins. So I'm gonna have to be walking on the blisters during that. And it takes a little while for blisters to heal. So it's just it is what it is. It's through hiking, you get blisters, you have to deal with it. Got to deal with it. Got to deal with everything. But otherwise, really nice. People say it's bad, it's boring, but it's not bad. It's quite beautiful out here. There's wildflowers right where we are right now. There's not super heavy wildflowers. There's a lot more yesterday, but there's wildflowers. There's greenery. There's water. There's wide open sky. The temperatures really aren't that hot. There's been a nice breeze. It's certainly warm, but not that hot. Easy to follow the dirt roads. What more could you ask for? It's easy. It's good trail. So that's the end of day number 80. I don't know if I'm going to do much on day number 81 because it's going to be more of dirt roads. And then day 82, possibly day 83, I think we're going to be in Rollins, which we back and forth call Rawlings too often, but our Rollins. Until my shoes arrive. And when my shoes arrive, we'll go back to trail and then we'll start hiking again. So I'm gonna do probably a time lapse of the stars tonight because we're gonna lay out and watch the stars. It's been this is the first night we've been able to cowboy camp since I think day number 32, 31, 32. Since my 1 month anniversary, I was cowboy camping right outside of Ghost Ranch. That was a long time ago. That was New Mexico. I didn't get to cowboy camp once in Colorado, and now we are in Wyoming. So cowboy camp, watch the stars. That's it. That's day 80. That's day 80, Sparkler. It's day number 80.
Day 80.
She says day number 80. Oh, no. She'll join in.